You know this feeling when during a walk in the forest, certain places seem cozier and kinder than others? Look at this lovely old stump resembling a chair, inviting you to sit and listen to the songs of blackbirds. An aspen and young fir tree embrace each other, and the shadow beneath them entices you to lie down, sift dry pine needles through your fingers, close your eyes, and drift off. In these especially snug spots, the world of the Hideaway forest shines through a familiar, everyday reality. We can't see it, but we can hear it, and sometimes we can even feel it. But what is the Hideaway forest, and where is it located? That's a complicated question. Seemingly, no one can ever enter this world. The boundary between our realities may occasionally become transparent, but it remains impossible to cross. However, on the other hand, anyone with a kind heart can mentally transport themselves to the Hideaway forest using only the power of their own heart. The bigger and more sensitive the heart is to the joy and pain of other living beings, the easier it is to find oneself there, a place where ancient willows bathe their long branches in the pure waters of the Alata River, where the inhabitants of Oak Village gather around a big table for tea with bilberry jam, and where an eternal and sacred bonfire burns deep within the woods. This fire is the source of life in the Hideaway forest, and by the bonfire sits Ignisu, the guardian, stoking the merry flames with special enchantments. The Hideaway forest is indeed a peculiar place. Its strength, beauty, and the diversity of its life all depend on a single bonfire. It cannot be extinguished by rain or wind, nor can it be simply doused with water. However, hatred, pain, suffering, and malice make the flames dim and wane. You might ask, how can such a beautiful world harbor such hatred and pain? Unfortunately, the Hideaway forest world is as real as our own. Therefore, alongside beauty and goodness, darkness dwells within it. And when darkness grows stronger, the sacred bonfire fades. If its last ember was to extinguish and cool, the entire Hideaway forest with all its shaded paths and cheerful trees would transform into a dark and putrid swamp. Once, many hundreds of years ago, before Oak Village existed, a near catastrophe occurred. The darkness became so potent that hatred poisons the very air, making it bitter and toxic, like the berries of deadly nightshade, sending all creatures who still held even a glimmer of goodness and love in their hearts fleeing to save themselves. But there was nowhere to run. The sacred bonfire was extinguished. The only and last ember faintly glowed in the encroaching darkness. Like a dying star, a weak and glittery light faintly glowed across its cooling surface. Then, in desperation, the very soul of the Hideaway forest rushed towards the ember, seeking to infuse it with the strength of its breath. Suddenly, the ember gained the ability to think and feel. It realized its own power. I can still change everything, it told itself. Yes, I am all alone now, but I possess a flame. I am a source of warmth and light. As long as there is even one such source in the world, darkness can be defeated. And it burst into flames. The breath of the soul of the Hideaway forest helped it ignite. The licking tongues of fire trembled weakly at first, but grew stronger and stronger. Soon, the sacred bonfire shone in all its might, dispelling the darkness and restoring the almost lost, beautiful world to life. A part of the soul of the Hideaway forest remained within that ember. That is why it transformed into Ignisu, the guardian of the bonfire, with a magic flame at the tip of his long tail. Ignisu shares a special bond with the sacred bonfire. He can feel it from afar and can protect it with his magic, even while asleep. Since that time, Ignisu had lived in the Hideaway forest. He built himself a cozy home and at first lived all alone, without any friends. But gradually, more and more inhabitants settled nearby, and now, on the banks of the narrow, swift Alata River, a snug oak village has grown. Ignisu is no longer lonely. He has wonderful friends and many neighbors. These are the tales of their adventures and how they live together in the magical Hideaway forest.